All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John here from Pro Craps. We're on Casino Gaming TV like we are every day at 8 o'clock Pacific time. Good morning. Happy new week. It's time for another week of this. Can you believe we do this every week, every day? I was talking to somebody over the weekend. I'm like, I've done now we're at close to 800 live shows. It's insane how we're doing. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate your love and support. And let's get right into it. We're starting a couple new things here that I want to get into. Today's going to be kind of, a little bit droney of me lecturing today, but there's a lot of things I want to get into. So let's jump right into it here. Let me get my screen set up here. Let's get right at it. First things first, the daily paycheck went well today. This is going to be an interesting little chat here, right? So we want to know so far, we won $509, a little bit over 10%. That's perfect, right? It's the Dallas drawdown. This one is a little bit dangerous, right? It goes out there at 640 across, right? And then you got to get 3 hits and you bring yourself down after 3 hits. And guess what? After 3 hits, you're not only playing with 160 across, but you got about 160 in the rack. It's a beautiful thing. We lost on our first shooter. First shooter PSO. Boom, 640 out of the gate, right? Upside down out of the chute. What happened was the next 3 shooters got their drawdown, right? 1, 2, 3, 150 in profit. 1, 2, 3, 150 in profit. 1, 2, 3, 150 in profit. And we're all in 3 shooters. We're basically back to even in the rack. The rack was reset at $5,000, and we had 160 out there. That last shooter went for another 15 rolls. We did our little half pressing, and we got ourselves a goal, right? Which is exactly what it's supposed to do, right? Get you down to a level, half press to goal. If you want to keep on going, you keep on going. In our case, we didn't have our $500 in the rack. We had $500 total, and I was like, let's get the hell out of here. And it worked. It worked really good. I think there's room for improvement, for sure. I think that we could think about doing a double drawdown. So if you go down PSO, maybe you go 2 hits at 640, 2 hits at 330. You know what I mean? And go 2 hits per level to get you back. That might be a thing to pursue. I don't know. If I go down again early tomorrow, we'll try it and see how that works out. Experimental. And, I was thinking about this in the garage, about this strategy. This is a tough one, right? This is 640, and you're like, man, 640 is a bitch to lose. Last week, I was griping the whole week about playing Dr. S's Tim Hortons strategy, because I kept saying, my God, I don't want to have all this money out here. It's a lot of risk. This one's just as risky. It's just as risky. And why do I like this better than that? Okay, that one requires you to get high. This one does not. This one you can just say at 640 and keep trying it. But it's a personality thing. And I think my way of thinking, my way of playing is not Waylon's way. It's not this Dr. S way. It's not chasing the loss so much. I like to hammer wins, stay on a good trend, and beat the table up that way versus coming back with a bankroll hammer on the loss, right? That's just a personality thing. It got me thinking over the weekend about that, and this whole week is going to be talking about that. That's going to be kind of the setup for the week here. So it's about playing the way you want to play, personality-wise. This strategy kind of fits my personality. The Philly Special kind of fits my personality. I think the Horseman and some of the come betting things I do fit my personality, and that's why I play those ways. Like I said before, every strategy kind of sucks. Every strategy is going to lose at some point, right? Because the casino's got you by the shorties. No matter what happens, the dice will find your holes and you will lose money. It's about how do you want to go down, right? Or if you do win, how do you want to win? What is the style of play you want to do to win? What gets you the most enjoyment out of the game? Some people will say that you're wasting your time taking space from other gamblers away when you're doing certain things. So what, man? It's you. You play how you want to play. It's all good, right? Here we go. Let's jump into the actual day's work here. Lots of things. Oh my God, so much to talk about today. Friday night fights, right? Crap and Camper took out Vince, right? I think Vince didn't know the rules. I think Vince was like, wait a minute. He thought he had a 3rd round. Like, no, you got to win 2 rounds to win the game. He lost the first 2 rounds. He had money in his rack. He thought he got to keep playing. He doesn't, right? So education there, folks. If you're playing in this thing, you got to win 2 out of the 3 rounds. If you lose the first 2 rounds, no matter how much you got in your rack, you're done. But it was good. It was a very good game. I thought it was fun to watch. Chris got to deal it. I dealt Vince a couple times, and the hopping is fun. It's interesting. And it's fun to play that way and deal that way sometimes. The problem with hopping, as you saw with Vince, when I dealt and when Chris dealt, if you're not getting your hops hit, and Chris was picking them apart, right, all around the hops, you're going to get smoked. You're just going to go down, down, down. You got to get one or two in a row to kind of really bring that thing back. So, Cajun craps, yes. I don't know why it's not working. I got to go check it out. Something busted up. I think I know what it is. There's the API that I subscribe to that feeds us the information. It requires to get re-hit every 5 days or every 6 days. I think I didn't re-hit the API, so it thinks that we're off. So I got to go back and re-hit it. It'll start picking the things back up again. I'll check that after the show today and see if that's what's going on. All right, cats and dogs living together. My God, this weather isn't crazy. I hope everyone's okay after that, what happened. We had that big mess come through the Midwest. I know that Jeff had a near miss. He had a tornado touchdown near his house. I know that Joe from Craftsmaster Journey had 100 more gallons of water in his basement, where his table is, I think, right? And I know you got the water out, but, obviously, prayers to you guys. I know you both made it through okay, but man, scary situation over there. Here, we had hail for 2 days. We had hail for 2 days out here in Seattle. It's April. We shouldn't have hail. I expect it to be warming up over here, right? I don't want the hail. Anyway, it's crazy right now. So anyway, with all that said, we have a hard hat winner coming up. I'll announce that. If you don't know who it is already, I'll announce that for you in a little bit. But yeah, so far, lots of other things happening too. What else is going on here? We have, I want to do a little health check on the community. Let's see where we are. Crapsy, in the last couple of months here, has really been running strong, right? I think Alfredo posted a list somewhere. It was on Discord or YouTube. I forget where you did it, Alfredo. Like 26 or whatever channels are using it live, right? And some, Jay-Z's using it. It's amazing, right? Everybody's on it. The question I've got for you is, how are you using it? And I think Duracell wrote this in a chat message in Jeff's Discord, I think, because somebody was complimenting him on the idea of doing the permanent table, right? And I guess it comes down to how we're using it on our shows and how are you as players using it. So here's the questions, right? One is, Jeff started doing guest shooters. He had Ed guest shoot. He had Chris Texas Dicer guest shoot. I guest shot. He's going to have DGen on there. I'll tell you what, that was my favorite of all the things that we've done, right? Friday Night Fights, all the shows. That was one of the best times I had. Guest shooting for Jeff was fun. It was a good time. Jeff, I think, got to relax a little bit and just be funny and sort of poke fun at me and kind of smack talk a little bit and run the show and not have to deal and crapsy and it's a lot of work, right? The guest shooting was fantastic. I had so much fun on that show. And I told him during the show, I think that's one of the things that I can see us in the long term, the CGTV live shows become more like that, where it's a host who's like hosting, a player who's playing, a shooter who's shooting, and maybe somebody else is kind of running production. That makes it for a cohesive, awesome thing. That was great. So much fun, right? I think Alfredo has put it out there. He might try some of that. Fine, right? I think if the people want it, if we like that kind of presentation, that's what people want, right? It's like every football broadcast is the same because everybody wants the line, where the first down is, right? Everybody does that. It's important that the fans and the viewers get what the best experience is. And I think between all of us figuring this out, that's where we're starting to learn, okay? The idea of a permanent table, Jeff and Duracell came up with that idea to have this permanent running table. And again, I've done it on my paycheck show. We have a permanent table every day. You rebuy in, start your paycheck with me every morning. I think Alfredo's doing the same sort of thing. I think other guys are starting to do the permanent tables. I think it's great, right? Jeff uses it as a contest. I'm using it more of a, let's see how you played today kind of a thing, and let's see if you can make a paycheck with me. Your mindset going into those tables is different on Jeff's show, my show, and other people's shows. I think it's good. We're seeing some crazy wins, but I'm not really seeing the kind of the learning from that. I think Duracell wanted it to be like, hey, let's see how you all did. And like, by not how you all did, how much money did you make, but how did you play? It's really hard in Crapsy to go back and analyze somebody's play. You can do it. You got to click their name and click the dice and kind of walk your way backwards up to see what they were doing. I don't know the answer to that, if there's a better way to report on it from Crapsy's point of view, but knowing what people did, I think is learning. Because when you see Nemo winning 25 grand this morning on my throws, what did he do, right, to do that? What did Duracell do to win 15K on Jeff's show? Like, how did that happen? And I think we can all use Crapsy to kind of learn from that. But at the same time, it's fun. It's brought everybody together. I think Jeff getting started with it, with the dailies, brought the community together, and now there's a lot going on with Crapsy. I think it's the app needs work. We know that. They're working hard on it. Version 2 is coming out. But you all have brought this thing up, and what a way to bring us all together. It's been very, very cool. Yeah, more things to go. The Hard Hat Award. I'm going to talk about that here in a minute, and I'm going to say it. Nobody wants it, and I don't care, right? What else is happening? CGTV website. Let's talk about the website. There are new tools I put out for you. I'll show you them in a second here. And there's more things on the way. Let me show you what I did on the website. Give me a second here to change my screen. And let me go to the Firefox window. I want to show you what I did for y'all. Now this we talked about. The schedule's broken, but I can get it refired up. Not a big deal. The locator, check this out. You guys have been putting some stuff in here. There's Jersey casinos in here. I think there are Louisiana casinos are in here. We're getting people to put stuff in, which is great. I got to go in here. I'm going to put the cities in, and we'll be able to filter this thing by not only active players or all players or active players, but filter it by city, by game, that kind of thing. That's coming soon. I'm going to make this a little bit more user-friendly and more tight, but right now it's pretty cool. I like the fact that we're getting more states added by you all, so thanks for that. I also added some tools. So one is the roll trackers. The roll tracker's taken on some features that I want to show you. So if we start entering in rolls, we get like a 6, or let's say we get like a 6-5 yo in the come out, and let's say we get a 1-2-3 in the come out and a 6-2-8 as the point. You'll start seeing things, right? Let's make the small 6-3-9 and a 6-4-10 and a let's get the aces in there. We'll get a 6-6-12, and now we have the tall hit, right? You can see that I'm showing you in green what's been hit. I'm also got the number counts thing here going, so we're getting kind of a track of what happens on the numbers down in here. Let's just do the 8 a bunch of times. Let's get a bunch of 8s. And you'll see what happens here. 8, 4-4-8, 4-4-8, 4-4-8. There's 5 8s. On the 6th 8, which is the repeater bet, it'll turn green. So you know you got a repeater bet in there. So now you can kind of see as you're throwing how you're doing. And of course, we have all the core statistics. How many come out 7s did you have? Come out horns. Overall number of box hits in roll, hard ways. The face controls for me. I'll get rid of this at some point here for you. I'm going to work on the reporting here in a little bit. Okay. You can export this list out to be loaded into WinCraps or whatever else you want to. So it's taken on some features that I think are going to be important for you all as practitioners. And again, if you have an account, if you're logged in, you have this. It's going to be private to you. Private to you, but I can see it. Okay, so what that means is the data that you enter in here goes into a database that, of course, I have access to, which means a couple things. One is, if I wanted to aggregate everybody's roles, I could take everybody's roles and make one enormous roll file, 100,000 roles, and drop it in WinCraps. Then we can say, hey, how does our stuff do against all of your stuff? Duracell or Old Bay could say, hey, John, take my rolls out of there and run my rolls against your strategies. And I can take just Craig's rolls out. So we have access to your roll data in here, so we can run your stuff against WinCraps if I wanted to, or we can aggregate it, or I can ignore it. So that's all here for you. So this is getting better and better and better all the time. Behind the scenes, I'm tracking each shooter. Even though it looks like it's one giant shooter up here, if I go 4-3-7, the system knows, oh wait, let's get a point, 5-3-8, 6-1-7. It knows that now we're on shooter number 3 in this round. I will eventually give you the ability to choose the shooter and see how the stats for that shooter changed. That's coming soon. So that's in the process. Again, it takes a while. I'll get there. The other thing we did is this. I put a 401g account thing in here. Check this out. Again, you can set up your fake accounts as you please, right? I put in my master 401g bankroll, $100,000 bucks. We're going to pretend starting in a couple weeks that I got $100,000 bucks. I'm going to, for example, say, I'm going to withdraw $5,000. Let's do a withdrawal here of $5,000 bucks. and we're gonna go play at my table in the morning. Let's say my daily paycheck makes me $495. What I'm gonna do is go back and do a $5,000 deposit in my earnings account. We're gonna put $495, like so. We're gonna track our progress on the daily paycheck. If I happened to say on a different day, let's say that I won $850, what I'd probably do is put $500 into my earning account. I'd probably put $125 into my excess account and $125 into my expenses account. That way I'm building up my daily paycheck over here. I'm building up some fun money over here, like Ken likes to say. And then my expenses account, I can build that account up so that excess winnings go into there. So if I travel to see you all, this is the money that's paying for it. So take out 5K to live on, half of my extra winnings to mess with later on, half my winnings to start paying up some of the expenses to do traveling with. So there you go. You have this too. If you have an account, log in, make your accounts. It's easy. Add an account. You give it an account name, like the Foo. Let's see, they call it the Foo Bunny account. And I have a bunny account that I have. I can also delete that account. Yes, I'll delete it. There you go. There's your 401g account manager. So you have that tool available to you now as well. You're welcome. I think that's kind of a cool thing. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about getting that thing in there. I've been working on that for a little while. It's not tied to anything. There's no account numbers. There's no personal information. This is for you to run your fake accounts as you're practicing at Crapsy to see how you did. That's the whole point of it, is to see how that felt for you. So yeah, there it is. There's your two new tools that are launched and working. I got more things coming. Last week I showed you the Craps expected value loss calculator, the house edge calculator. I'm gonna add comps to that thing. So it calculates your expected comps on your play. I'll make that a tool in here as well. I'm also gonna do a Craps easy payout calculator. So when we're doing like, you know, our Friday night fights and you're like, what does a $28 horn pay, right? I'll have that in there as well. So we'll have a little Craps payout calculator that's easy on the website. Again, that'll also works on your phone as well. And I'm gonna do a Craps and roulette strategy. Again, not a payout thing, but like put your Craps bets on a table. It'll tell you, given your bets, if a 7 rolls or a 6 rolls or a 3-1 rolls, what's gonna be your expected payout. So you'll know based on the number combinations what you expect to win. That's coming soon too. What else do you want? This is all gonna be on an app, Jen. All this stuff here that I got now, it works on the website. The way that I wrote it, I can distill it down to a phone app. So it will eventually be an app in the App Store without the website stuff around it. It's gonna be just a pure app at some point. It's about stripping out the design and making it straight up app. That's coming for sure. This is gonna be a phone app. But again, what else do you want? That's my question, right? Once I get like the payout calculators and the comp calculators, and that's gonna be good for like the roulette players and the craps players. What else do you want? Discord, chat me, please. Go to Coffee and Craps or DM in Discord. Let me know the features you want added to what you just saw, as well as what new things you want done. Again, the better I do at the casino and the more we make, you know, I can spend more time on this kind of stuff. So there it is. Let me know what you want. All right. Next things up is this. What's next? More things on the community checkup. Okay. Our channel collection is loose. It's me, right? I'm bringing in like AZ's content and Midmo Yo and Joe and Jeff and Alfredo and Chris, and you know, we're loosey-goosey. Me and Chris are the only ones doing regular content. Jeff and Skill have the bi-weekly show, the Craps Chat. We don't yet have coalescence yet on shows on the channel. I'm working on that. There's issues now, of course, because now the channel's monetized. How do we split the money between the guys and everything else? So all that has to be figured out. It's loose, but I'm working on it. It's critical, I think, as a community that we coalesce around our approach to content. And what I mean by that is, if we're all doing the same thing, then it's all the same, right? And Jeremy has talked about this. We've talked about this, about finding what your niche is, right? So if you're a provider and you're going to be a strategy creator, fine. A strategy tester, fine. A strategy runner, fine. If you're going to be like me and be Mr. Psychology Math, whatever, right? Find your way so that as we're going through all this stuff and the channel starts to grow and we bring everybody into it, You're getting what you need and you're providing what people need, kind of thing. And everybody's doing it a little bit differently. I think at present we have a lot of duplication of content, ideas, and formatting. I think that's okay, right? I think right now, like I said, we're all doing Crapsy, we're all doing perpetual tables, we're all doing potentially guest shooters, we're doing all sorts of things. I think you got to find out what works. I think the more people that are doing some of the similar things, it may feel weird, right? But at the same time, that's how you know what works. If people want to see that, and there's 3 of us doing that, great. Now we know that's what works, and we need to do more of it. And then we say, how do we do it better? And it's like, then we can put our heads together as a group and say, let's find the perfect way to do this thing. And let's spread that out a little bit. So right now, I think we're all trying to feel our way. What's going to work? What's better? We've been at this for a couple of years, but we still don't really know what works. And I think we're learning as a group what works. That's where it is right now. So we're going to get some more of this weird duplication and some more follow the leader kind of a thing. That's fine. I think we need to sharpen the edges a little bit, knock the rust off, whatever you want to call that, like shine up the thing so that we get the right stuff, so that when the channel and our community grows as a group, we got the best way to do the best things for all of everybody. That's kind of what we're getting to. So know that that's what's going to happen here. I think it's how it's going to happen over the course of the next 6 months or so. And it's good to see like I said, it's good to see what resonates. I want to see what it looks like. Eventually, I want to have a joint plan. It's going to take us a while. I want us all here, right? Otherwise, we fracture and it becomes 3 communities that are following different heads of state. We don't want that. If that's what it ends up being, that's what it ends up being. But I think we can get ourselves into here and make this thing work so we're all marching in the same direction with the same purpose, right? We'll see how that works. Anyway, that's that. My thoughts on that are that. The Hard Hat Award. Okay, nobody wants it, right? Nemo is like, please don't vote for me every time we talk about it. Duracell, I don't want it, right? Ed, yesterday, I don't want the damn thing, right? Nobody wants it. I don't know why. Is the award itself tainted because people campaign for it? Is the award itself tainted because it's becoming a popularity contest? And it's just, who's popular this week? Some people just don't want the recognition, right? Or the attention or the spotlight on them. I get it, right? The point is not to embarrass anybody or make it a popular. I don't want that, right? What I want for the award is recognition for work, because this is a lot of work and people put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money is spent on these channels. And I wanted a chance for everybody to reach out and say, thank you. It's just a way for the community to say thank you for what you do, right? The hat itself, I thought it represented the spirit of hard work. That's why it's a yellow hard hat. It's literally a hard hat for somebody to wear at work. That's why it's there. And that's why it's here. So people don't want the recognition. They don't want the attention. I don't really care. It's happening anyway, right? I think if the community thinks you deserve it, you do deserve it. And if people want to say thank you, I think we can all grace them by accepting their thanks and do it. So I'm keeping it up, and I'm going to nominate who I want to nominate, and you all are going to vote on the nominations, and we're going to have a vote, and it's going to be what it's going to be, because I think it's a good thing to let the voices have a voice. So there's that. And that said, Chris won it. Congratulations to Chris. Thanks, DGen. Alfredo, you're in chat. I think you're in chat. Your job right now, is to sign the hat. Autograph it. If you want to slap a sticker on there, that's your whatever. I don't care. Decorate the hat. It's like the Ohio State Buckeyes, right? with the helmet stickers. Do what you want to with it. Send it to Chris. I'll have you two exchange addresses here. You'll send it to Chris in the mail. Chris will put the hard hat on his table. So during his live episodes, we'll see the hard hat on the table, hopefully during some of the March Madness stuff, right? That's what I want to see. So, Alfredo, thank you for displaying it and being a proud winner of it. Now it goes to Chris, and we'll see who gets it next time. And that's it. I think everybody who's won it, well-deserved, right? We're all putting in the work. So you guys have done it. I'm glad. Jen says just content creators, please. I hear you there. Yeah, I hear you. I think would you have, and again, I'll ask Jeff because Jeff's out there in the chat. And Duracell, you don't get to answer this question. Would we have perpetual tables? Would we have perpetual Crapsy tables without Duracell 8? And everybody answered honestly. I don't think that Jeff was doing the perpetual tables. I think it was Duracell's idea, right? I think Duracell had the idea. I think Jeff did it. I think Alfredo started doing it. I started doing it. That has changed the way that we play Crapsy. Literally, it has changed the way we approach the thing. It's given Jeff a lot of reason to keep going on that thing. It's a lot of work to do those shows, right? That, to me, that is a thing that's a hard hat kind of a thing. That's why I keep putting him out there. It's not because he tells you to hit the like button every day, right? He's changed the course of where we're going. And I think that's the kind of thing that if you don't want to give him a hard hat, if he doesn't want it, fine. But Duracell, tip of the hat to you. Thank you. Or tip of the hat, I guess, this way, right? You did the community a huge service by having that idea and talking to Jeff with it. I think it's fantastic. That's what we're here for. That's the whole point. So there it is. All right. I'm off my soapbox now. I had a lot to say. I don't know. I think D8 suggested it to you, right? I think you and him talked about it, but I think it was his thing. Look at what's happened because of that idea. Like, look at what's happened because of the idea. That's why I say there are non-content providers that deserve to be called out. And if they don't get the hard hat, fine, but I'm calling you out because I think those are the things to me that just move, like I said, move the needle. Move the needle. All right, here we go. Let's talk about craps. I'm done soapboxing. This is going to be an interesting couple of weeks. I had this conversation with Buckeye Slim over text. I had this conversation with Ian Olson, who, by the way, we're about to tell a great story. I'll tell the story next week, Ian, about like some plans that I've got. Okay, it comes into this idea here: personality and play style. And I think I got a little bit aggravated because I was reading some comments on another person's video from somebody who used to be a commenter with us, kind of a call out to me directly, saying the way I play, meaning the Horsemen in particular, but other ways, are a waste of time. You're taking up a spot from somebody else who deserves to have the spot at the table because you're not gambling, you're hedging, right? Pretty douchey thing to say, in my opinion, but it got me thinking about a couple of things, which is it's a personality thing. To me, there's two parts. There's goals that you have, win goals, and there's a personality play, right? All of them are valuable. And I mean that I'm not trying to sound like I'm soft, but it's all valuable. Look at what I got to say here, right? You can be a cautious player type, which means you're likelier to play, or you should be playing if you're a cautious personality, if you're like my wife, who's all about make sure we got, 2 months of emergency money in the bank and, whatever. You're going to play a hybrid. You should be playing hybrid. You should be hedging things more often, right? Because that's going to make you feel more comfortable. You're playing more of a short game, 3 hits and out. You're playing more of a line strategy if you're cautious. You don't want a lot of variance, right? If you're aggressive, whether you're right side or dark side, doesn't matter. You're playing heavy. You're playing heavy odds. You're pressing up a little bit more. You're trying to make more money while you have a chance to do it. You might be a math person. You might just like to think through the game, right? You're betting the line. You're betting probabilities. You're playing the short game because you know the 7's coming, right? You might be a thinker. You might be DGE. You're playing probabilities. You're playing fallacy. You're playing those types of ways, right? You're playing mathy kind of hybridy kind of plays, right? That's if you're a thinking person, that's the strategy you should be into. And if you're a feel person, like I know, Blacklight is a field player. Ed Robinson is a field player. I feel like I'm throwing more 9s. I'm beating the crap out of that freaking 9. I feel like I'm seeing X combinations. I'm hopping X combinations, says Blacklight. Okay. If you're a field player, that's how you should be playing. If you're a controlled thrower, you're feeling what you're doing. You're betting what you're doing, right? I think problems happen when we mix and match some of that stuff, right? That's where problems happen, right? Does your bankroll match your personality type? I want to be an aggressive player, but I've only got $500. I can't do it. I feel like I'm forced now into playing a way that doesn't match what I want to do. Follow me? Can you merge those two things? Can you merge those two factors? Can you be aggressive with $500? Yes, if you play dollar bubble craps, not at the $25 table. Can you be super passive and cautious with a $5,000 bankroll? Well, yeah, I mean, you can do that, but you're going to be betting higher limits. You got to think about your bankroll matching your personality and your play type. I think the secret to this all is finding the thing that matches you the best. What is your goal? Consistent wins, right? Like me with the paycheck. You're looking for disposable income. You're trying to hit a home run. You're looking to win comps, right? Is your play style, are you all about the free trip and the free food and the free room, regardless of how much you win? Are you looking to have a reason to post chip porn on Facebook, right? Does your play style and your bankroll match your goal? Those are questions for you for the week, okay? Maybe for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to explore all these ways to play for the next couple of weeks, okay? And I really want to get into this idea of matching your personality and your bankroll with the right style of play for you. And if you want to be an aggressive player, you cannot play aggressive at a regular craps table with a low bankroll. You just can't do it, okay? So we got to find you the right venue. You got to find the $5 tables. You got to find the bubble craps. If you want to be, a cautious paycheck type, it doesn't matter what table you play at. Just bring the right bankroll to make it happen, right? We're going to explore all that. And I think what it comes down to, honestly, is this. I've got this idea of wondering, I wonder all the time, and I really want this from you guys in chat, right? And not in chat, in Discord. Tell me where you're from and how do you play? I want to know what state you're from. I think the Dallas Drawdown that I did this morning's paycheck matches perfectly the Texas way. It's go big, baby. Everything's bigger in Texas. We're going 640 across, damn it. We're going to play it. We're going to beat you down little by little by little, right? And then when I get where I want to be, it's all on, right? That's the Dallas, that's the Texas way of playing craps. That matches, I think that matches that state perfectly. I think the Philly special matches Philly perfectly. That strategy is a freaking bar fight. It is the 700 level, right? In the fourth quarter, and the Eagles getting their asses kicked. That's the Philly special. That's just me and you, mano a mano. All or nothing. I love it, right? I think Old Bay, Craig has got the Baltimore extra, right? You got a way to play that matches the town that you're from, right? I want to know where you're from and how you play, right? Does your personal play style match the personality of your state and your city where you're from? And does that kind of drive, does people in your area kind of play that way, right? What's the Seattle way to play? Burn it all down, I guess, right? That's the Seattle way. Just burn everything up and start swearing. I guess that's what we have to do. I don't know. I haven't figured out a good Seattle one yet, but I want to know, right? I think personality, your bankroll, your goal, all coalesce, and that becomes the way to play for you. And it's not for everybody. I think sometimes you're forced, you feel like you got to play a certain way, or you're being shamed into playing a certain way, or shamed out of playing a certain way. Don't do it. Play the way that matches your personality in your life, all right? Let's go back to my table. I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to roll for a few minutes. I don't know what I have out there. I'm going to turn my light on. I'm going to roll just for a couple minutes, just because I've been talking for 40 minutes straight here about maybe some nonsense. But let's go ahead and play. Let's, oh boy, that's very bright. I got to turn the brightness down on my table. Hold on a second. Let's turn that down a little bit, and let's get the temperature. There we go. Get the bone color coming through. Love it. All right, let's do a little Johnny style play, right? A little bit of cautious play, but also with some, I like to be aggressive when I get a chance to, you know me. I like some opportunity when I can get it. So why not give it a shot? Let's do something. Let me catch a point here. I don't even know what I have in the rack. I think I was practicing the other day and I have no idea what's in here. Let's see. What do I have? I got $500, $600. Let's do, let's $600. Let's just do 500, 600, whatever. And I'm just going to play a little bit of Horseman. A little bit of Headless Horseman. Here we go. Put the rack down here. $25 on the don't. Puck will be off. And let's play it out. Let's play it out. And let's do a little bit of like maybe $100 max per shooter. 25 on the don't. I'm going to go ahead and grab nickels for that quarter. We're going to play it out this way. Here we go. Coming out. Hey, we got a 7 out of the gate. Don't you love it when I start out destroying myself? That's so fantastic. All right, 7. $100 per shooter max. So that's going to take away some aggressiveness that I could do later on. There's a 1, 2, 3 ace deuce coming back to me. Okay. Now, you know me. I like to be aggressive when I have my don't pass wins like this, although I just lost one. So because I lost one, might impact my desire to do this, right? I'm going to take this back to the rack and not press that up like I normally would, because I'm going to do something aggressive up here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and a 7. Now what do we have? Oh my God, come on, man. It's like being in the garage. 6, 5, yo, we're going to lose that. Jeez, Lou. Can we please? There we are. On a 4, I love it. Point goes to 4. Now, horseman at 2-to-1 level, $25 and 10. Okay, we catch an early 7. We're going to be in good shape. If not, then I'm going to embrace the right side. So the horseman, I think people get mad at me for playing this because it's a hedgy system, right? Whatever. That's going to go there. Our next one's going to come out. And yeah, I'm battling against myself for a little bit here. These early rolls, we catch an early one, we win, right? If not, then I get to turn on my aggressive side up top. And I get to decide what I want to do up in here. Now, losing that don't pass hurt a little bit. But here's our 5, 2, 7. And here's why I play this, right? This one loses, but it pays in the come. And we get back a quarter down here. If you look at our rack, there's 75. There's our $100. We lost on the don't twice coming out, and we're even now. But we made that money back. I can start the process over again. 75 and 25. And again, $100 per shooter. I'd love to do this, but I want that $100 up here. So I'm going to, again, we're going to keep it as it was. Puck is going to be off. And again, I'm not putting myself at a huge amount of risk. The worst I'm risking right here is this $25, which for some reason I can't seem to get out. Hey, look at that. It's like last time. Aces. Back at it. We're just going to sit here and do this all day long. Give me a number. 5. All right. There we go. 5, 5, 5. Bang. Let's come out. 4, 3, 7. And the horseman is riding along. Here we go. Now we're going to actually have profit, it looks like. There's that and there's that. Now I've got $100 in profit, or $100 in my rack. If I look at my reds, I've got enough for 1, 2, 3 come bets coming up. I've got enough to go double on the don't. And I've got $50 here that I can use, and I will use as odds on those if I can get them set. Right? This is, again, am I wasting time? Am I taking up somebody else's spot? No, because I just won a quarter. I actually have won $30 if you look at where we are. I'm stoked about that, right? If I'm doing paycheck play, and I bought in for $5,000 and these were $100 chips, guess what? I got $150 in my rack. Doing good. There's a 6, 4, 10. Perfection. It goes to the 10. Low volatility play is great. If your personality is, I want to be careful. I don't want to get creamed. I'm not looking to hit the jackpot. I'm looking to make some money, have some fun, and get on out of here. Right? It doesn't always have to be a home run. There's my 8 again. Second comeback comes out. Maybe we'll get all 3 set this time. Wouldn't it be great? I don't do the odds until I'm done. Right? I know that cost me opportunity, but I wait. This time here, it's going to cost me by not having odds. But I like to get them all 3 set before I do that. And again, I'm giving it up. I know that. Don't care. That's off and on right there. And again, you could do a press up. I could take that and drop it up here that we just won. It goes right to the odds. That's a smart way to play that thing. I get my odds basically paid for by the previous bet, right? And we start transitioning to the right side. Here we go, another 8, okay? What is this? This is an off and on deal. You're gonna get paid 10, 12 back up here, right? That all comes down. This goes back up. The odds come back on. The comeback goes back in. That's how that works. $22 to the rack. Let's keep throwing 8s, baby. Another one. Look at another 8. Check that out. Same thing as before. Right now it's going to be 22 Off and on. Same deal. There's a 9. Cool. That goes up in here. And my last come bet's coming out. And I got 50 bucks sitting here still for odds if I want to use it. There's a 6, 4, 10. Oh, shit. We lose our best bet. The one I thought we were going to be best on, we lost it. Here's our dump. Goes away. That's okay. This goes up here. Now what I'm going to do, the way that I play this, I take my previous winnings. We're going to go 1x here. We're going to go 1x here. I'm not going to go crazy with the odds. Single odds are totally fine. Okay. Let them all up. We're going to put our don't pass back. Actually, I'm not. I want these to work. I'm going to have these working on the come out. I'm not going to put another $25 against the 7 out here. If I want dark play, I'll come to the don't after this. 8, 6, 2, 8, easy. Fantastic. There's our point. It's going to pay, I'm going to pay 25 for 3. Coming back. That bet's down. Back into come. Actually, I'm going to go don't come first. I want a little bit of 7 action. And then I'll grab another come bet. There's our 7. Bummer, we lose all of it. That's a shitty result right there. We lose it all, and it's fine. After all that, we're still up. We're still ahead, right? Low volatility play. Again, you might say that was a waste of time, right? We got to experience 3 wins. We had a good time there. I didn't have to keep coming out. I didn't have to put odds up here. I didn't have to do any of that, right? It's you're chasing a little bit of action here. That 10 hurt, right? The 10 was the one I thought we were going to win 50 bucks and be able to walk, right? It is what it is. Here we go. There's our freaking 7. Oh, man. I lost my quarter down here on the floor. What do we have, a 5? Let's do the same process. See if we can do that again. 10 coming. 6, it goes to the 6, a 4, 2, 4, 2, 6. Let's do one more. 7 out. That's okay, right? That pays that, essentially. We get one of these. Come bet. Again, I'll set them up for you. 3 come bets coming. I take this quarter, stack it up. Puck is off. How about damn. We're going to burn our 100 bucks. That's a bummer. That's a huge bummer. My double ups are not working down there at all. I haven't hit one of those yet. That's okay though. There's a 3 or a 5 rather. There's our 7. The 7's hot, right? Boom and boom. And again, 3 come bets on the way. There's our next one. Our next don't. And you know me. I'm going to stack that baby up. Let's do it. Aces, hell to the yeah. All right, we're going to get paid 2. I'll regress it down. 6. Don't love having a don't 6, but so what? First come bet. 5. Treat 2, 5. Easy squeezy, right? Easy squeezy. There's a 6. Oh no. Oh no. Bummer, right? Takes that. Puck is off. We're going to lose our don't pass. I have 2 come bets up there. I'm going to let them both have odds. They're both going to work. We're coming out. Give me a 6. That would have been nice to be out here. 1, 2, 3. Got nothing out of that. And we got a 7. Come out 7 takes it all. That's a huge bummer. I love this play though. I love that aggressive kind of play. Even so, let's call it right here. So we got time for Chris's show to start. 1, 2, 3, 75, $81. We lost 19 bucks. We saw 4 or 5 shooters. We lost $19. For a minute there, we were up about 50 bucks, right? Had we got a 7 off that 10, we'd have been out of here with $150 $50 in profit, right? That's low volatility play. It was fun. We had a couple of nice wins. We didn't get destroyed. That's the house edge doing its thing to us right there. It's so what, right? If you happen to catch one of those, you're going to be just fine, right? We happen to caught that 10, we'd have been great. We didn't have 5 come out 7s, we'd been in way better shape, right? But again, low volatility play matches a personality, right? To me, that's a fun way to get out here and have some action. If the box had taken off, right, I would have converted from this to pure box play, and been pressing up. I would have converted those into place bets, and we'd have been off to the races, right? Again, personality. You get a chance to be aggressive, but by and large, you're just kind of doing your thing and making some cash, right? I think that's to me. When I look at like, again, oh God, there's that light. When I look at my personal play style, and you think about your personal play styles, what is it that drives you, right? Do you need the adrenaline, or do you just need to have some fun? Do you need to have huge wins, or are consistent wins good? You got to make that call, right? So there it is. Let me go and look at PCs and Qs and see if there's anything that I need to worry about before we get out of here and give Chris the reins. Let's see. It's not the Scarlet Letter. They just don't think they're worthy. This is about the Hard Hat Award, right? I know, and I'm the same. I don't want it either, right? I don't want the hard hat because, like I told you last week, you can't make an award and give it to yourself. That's bad, right? Everybody deserves it. There's not a person, George, Ed, all you guys are busting your tails. You all deserve it. And again, it's our way of saying thank you. I think that's important. Buckeye, depends on what I consider to be aggressive. Is your aggressive leaving your money exposed until a certain point? Is your aggressive power pressing? Aggressive means, how do I describe and again, you may be different. My definition of aggressive is putting money from my rack and having it just go. Like, in other words, if you go out there at like this morning, let's take a better example. Let's just go out there at like 128 across, right? Just $20 on every number. And you do the drawdown, right? You have 28 to 96 to 64 to 32, right? The first move is kind of aggressive because it's a lot of money. But really you're playing from that point forward from a safe, stable base. You're going to go from 128 to 32 across and then play that hard. That's an aggressive play after you're safe. The move itself is not aggressive. Going out there at, let's say, 64 across and just going forward and never coming back down. That's how Ed plays. Ed from Roll to Win, where he goes out there with 6 and 8, gets a hit, spreads out, starts doing his thing. He doesn't ever regress to his 6 and 8. He starts out with a number, a bet level, and only goes up from that bet level. He never comes down to that bet level, where the skill 66 is designed to bring you down from your initial bet to a lower sized bet so you can be going. That's the definition to me of aggressive or not aggressive. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. TCS says certain play styles don't match a full table and keeping momentum going. Yeah, you're 100%. 100% right about that, right? Certain play styles don't match the full table. And it's, I think one of the things that how do I say this right? My Daily Paycheck is a great show. It's not realistic because it's always me throwing. It's always me throwing in rhythm. There's not the distractions. There's not other people in there. So it doesn't properly simulate a table. And I think that's what you're kind of getting to there. So skills from the State of Confusion. I think for sure the St. Louis skill 66 is going to be the one that represents your state. No question. Nemo says, do a craps version of the MBT. What is the MBTI? Is that something I should know? What is that? Major League, I don't know what that is. What was MBTI? Put that in chat so I understand. Any cues to get, oh, wow, look at all the questions. Please. Oh, you know what's funny? Now I filter my chats by the letter Q so I can find you. It's all Nightbot. Oh, there's a Chrome memory issue. Maybe that's what happened to me last week when I had all those problems. I didn't know there was a Chrome memory issue. If there is one, that would 100% explain Crapsy issues plus what I experienced on the show last week. So, yeah, what else is being said here? Can I stand up? What's on my shirt? Digging the, bang. This is Linfield baseball. This is my son played college baseball at Linfield. He was a catcher there. And yeah, so that's what it is. I don't wear non-black things very often, but this is one of them. Let's see. I think that's all I got. I don't see anything else going on here. So how about CGTV? Any of those? No? Let's see. Have I gotten? Not yet. Cajun crabs. I'm talking to a roulette guy this week. I don't know what day. We're trying to match schedules up, so I don't have answers yet for that. Working hard at it though. Working hard. We got Chris doing sports. My next game I want to add is roulette because I think it's the most like craps in terms of there's a lot of things you can do. It's not just, a blackjack channel is good because or blackjack show would be good because you can practice card counting. We can do like, level up type of things, but there's no strategy to blackjack. It's basic strategy or nothing, and it's card counting or not, and it's just getting good at it, right? Roulette, there is strategy in terms of what you're betting on. Baccarat, same thing. Baccarat, which streak are you catching? That's what it comes down to. So those games, although are good money makers, are less entertaining, I think. So I think that's why roulette's coming next. All right, that's it. 8:55. I'm out of here. See y'all tomorrow for the Daily Paycheck for this show. Kristen Dice DGen is up next at 9 o'clock, 9:05 or whatever, my time, 10 or 12 o'clock Eastern time for the Daily Wager. I'll see you on that show and chat. Until then, I'm out. Y'all have a good day. God bless every one of you. Thanks for making the community rise up. It takes everybody. See ya.